Hello, my dear listeners, and welcome to another enriching episode of the Kapil Gupta Career Pod Show, where we dive deep into the critical aspects that shape your educational and personal journey. And today, we're addressing a topic that often gets overshadowed by the excitement of studying abroad: the quality of life. For Indian students, moving to a new country isn't just about academic pursuits, it's about building a life that supports your growth, well being, and happiness. Imagine moving to a country with a top tier university, but you find yourself struggling with basic amenities, feeling isolated in the community, or even having difficulty with daily commuting. Suddenly, your dream destination feels like a challenging terrain. So, how do you ensure that your experience abroad is not just about hitting the books, but about living a balanced, fulfilling life? Stick around as we explore the essential questions you need to ask yourself to maintain a quality of life while studying abroad. Hello, all. I'm Kapil Gupta, founder of Study Abroad Academy. I'm on a mission to coach and mentor 100,000 high school students and help them realize the dream of studying in the best universities of the world and build happy careers for themselves. Let's get started with the most important questions or queries that any study abroad aspirant would like to know or would like to have answers to. First, what is the overall standard of living in the country I plan to study in? Now, when deciding to study abroad, one of the most important considerations is the standard of living in your chosen country. Now, the standard of living is a multifaceted concept that includes everything from the cost of living, healthcare quality, education, infrastructure, and environmental conditions to the social and cultural environment. For a student, understanding the standard of living can be the difference between a fulfilling study abroad experience and a stressful one. Now, cost of living is a crucial component of the standard of living. Now, it includes your daily expenses such as rent, food, transportation, utilities, and even leisure activities. Now, before you make your decision, it's essential to research the cost of living in the city or town where your university is located. Websites like Numbeo or Expatistan offer detailed cost of living comparisons between cities around the world. Now, you can compare the cost of basic necessities, including groceries, housing, and transportation, and even see how these costs stack up against your home city in India. Now, by understanding the cost of living, you can better plan your budget, ensuring you can afford not just your tuition fee, but also a comfortable lifestyle. For instance, if you find that rent in a particular city is high, you might consider sharing accommodations with other students or looking into more affordable housing options slightly further from campus. Additionally, knowing the cost of living can help you decide how much you need to save before you leave, whether you need to apply for part time jobs or if you should seek additional scholarships or financial aid to cover your living expenses. Now, for aspiring students, understanding the standard and cost of living in a potential study destination can significantly impact your decision making process. It allows you to assess whether the country and city align with your financial resources and lifestyle expectations. Moreover, it helps you prepare for the realities of living abroad, reducing the risk of financial stress that can detract from your academic focus. For example, if you're choosing between two countries or universities, the cost of living could be the deciding factor. Even if a university offers a lower tuition fee, the higher cost of living in the surrounding area might mean that another university with slightly higher tuition fee but lower living expenses is the better option financially. Now, this kind of strategic planning ensures that you cannot only afford your education but also live comfortably and focus on your studies without constant financial worry. Furthermore, understanding the standard of living gives you insight into other aspects of daily life, like the quality of healthcare, which is especially important if you have any medical needs, or the availability and reliability of public transportation, which affects how easily you can get around the city. Question number two: how welcoming and inclusive is the local community towards international students? Now, for Indian students and parents, one of the foremost concerns when considering studying abroad is the attitude of the local community towards international students. Now, the desire for a welcoming and inclusive environment is more than just a preference. It's a significant factor in determining whether a student will thrive in their new surroundings or feel isolated and uncomfortable. Now, the experience of studying abroad, because it's just isn't about academics, it's about immersing oneself in a new culture, making connections, and feeling a sense of belonging in a foreign land. A welcoming community can ease the transition into a new life, providing emotional and social support that's crucial for a student's well being. On the other hand, an unwelcoming or discriminatory environment can lead to feeling of alienation, homesickness, and even anxiety, which can negatively impact a student's academic performance and overall experience. For Indian parents, knowing that their child will be welcomed with open arms and treated with respect in their host country is a top priority. They want reassurance that their child won't face discrimination or prejudice, and that the local population values diversity and inclusivity. Now, the reality is that, now they're talking about the global reality, that attitudes towards international students vary greatly depending on the country, region, and even the specific city or town. Generally, countries that have a long history of welcoming international students, like the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, tend to have well established support systems and a more inclusive atmosphere. Now, universities in these countries often have dedicated international student offices, cultural programs, events designed to help foreign students integrate and feel at home. For example, in Canada, known for its multiculturalism and inclusivity, international students often report feeling welcomed and supported by both their peers and the wider community. The Canadian government has also implemented policies to make the transition easier for international students, such as offering post graduation work permits and pathways to permanent residency. Similarly, the UK has a rich tradition of hosting students from all over the world, and many universities have extensive resources to help international students adjust to life in a new country. These include orientation programs, student societies, and cultural events that celebrate diversity. Now, similar is the case of German universities as well. Those universities conduct various seminars, where cultural programs, where you can see the students get to interact with each other so that they get to know the culture, they get to know each other, the students, the local community, or even they take students to other campuses or maybe of the same university. But it helps in building up the awareness, the building up of the exposure, and of course, reduction of hostility. So, it's important to note that in some regions, particularly those with less exposure to international populations, there might be less understanding or awareness of different cultures. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that students will face outright hostility, but there may be a greater need for them to proactively engage with the community to build relationships and understanding. Now, before deciding on a study destination, it's crucial to research the local community's attitude towards international students. Now, this can be done by reading reviews and testimonials. Look for them from current or past international students at the universities you are considering. Their experiences can provide valuable insights into how welcoming the local community is. Reach out to alumni or current students through their social media platforms, university forums, or international student groups. Ask them directly about their experiences with the local community. Investigate whether the university has specific support services for international students. Universities that invest in these resources are generally more attuned to the needs of foreign students and more committed to creating an inclusive environment. Then research the country's policies on immigration, diversity, and inclusion. Because countries with strong anti discrimination laws and policies promoting multiculturalism are more likely to have communities that reflect these values. Then, many universities offer pre departure orientation programs for international students. Now, these programs often include information about the local culture and community, which can help set realistic expectations and prepare students for their new environment. Now, the good news is that in many popular study destinations, international students, including those from India, are generally welcomed and appreciated for the diversity they bring. However, like anywhere in the world, there can be a challenge. So it's important for students and parents to have realistic expectations. Understand that adjusting to a new culture takes time and be prepared to actively participate in the local community. And question number three: what are the recreational and leisure opportunities available for students? Now, when considering study abroad, this is like one of the often overlooked but highly important factors. That is the availability of recreational and leisure opportunities in the host country. Now, these opportunities are not just about having fun, they play a critical role in helping students adjust to their new environment, manage stress, and maintain a healthy work life balance. For Indian students who are often far from home and adjusting to a new culture, these activities can be a lifeline, providing a much needed break from their academic responsibilities and helping them to build social connections. Now, adjusting to life in a new country can be challenging. Now, the academic workload, cultural differences, and sometimes even the weather can be overwhelming for students who are far away from home for the first time. Now, recreational activities offer a crucial outlet for stress relief, helping students to recharge both mentally and physically. Now, engaging in leisure activities allows students to explore their new surroundings, meet new people, and develop interests outside of their studies. Now, this in turn can lead to a more rounded and fulfilling study abroad experience. And moreover, these recreational activities, they help students develop a sense of belonging and connection to their new environment. Now, whether it's joining a sports team, participating in cultural events, or simply exploring local attractions. Now, these activities can make a foreign country feel more like home. They also provide platform for students to make friends, build networks, and enhance their social skills, all of which are vital for personal and professional growth. And most universities around the world offer a wide range of recreational facilities and activities designed specifically for students. Now, these can include like sports and fitness facilities. Yeah, many universities have state of the art gyms, swimming pools, and sports fields. Students can join sports teams, fitness classes, or simply use the facilities to stay active. Participating in sports not only keeps students healthy, but also helps them to build teamwork and leadership skills. Then, cultural and social clubs. Universities often have a variety of student run clubs and societies catering to different interests, from cultural and religious groups to hobby clubs like photography, music, or chess. Now, joining these clubs is a great way for students to meet like minded individuals and explore their passions. Then there can be outdoor and adventure activities for students who love the outdoors. Many universities organize hiking, camping, and adventure trips. Now, these activities allow students to explore the natural beauty of their host country, experiencing new adventures, and take a break from the studies. Then, many countries, especially those with diverse populations, host regular cultural events, festivals, and exhibitions. Now, these events offer students the chance to experience the local culture, try new foods, and enjoy performances, art, and music from around the world. Then there are local attractions and entertainment. Students can take advantage of them, like museums, theaters, parks, and historical sites. Now, exploring these places not only provide relaxation but also offers an educational experience, helping students to understand the history and culture of their new home. And for students interested in giving back to the community, volunteering opportunities are often available. Volunteering not only helps students feel more connected to their host country, but also enhances their resumes and build valuable skills. And for students studying abroad, recreational activities are more than just a way to pass the time. They are essential for maintaining mental and emotional well being. Engaging in leisure activities can prevent burnout, reduce feelings of homesickness, and create a more balanced and enjoyable study experience. And for Indian students who may face additional challenges such as adapting to a new language, a cuisine, recreational activities can provide a sense of normalcy and comfort. Now, these activities allow students to express themselves, explore new interests, create a support system in their new environment. And then, in addition, being involved in recreational activities can enhance a student's academic performance as well. Studies have shown the students who engage in regular physical activity and take breaks for leisure are often more focused, less stressed, and perform better academically than those who do not. And to make the most of these opportunities, students should explore what's available. Because before arriving, students should research what recreational facilities and activities are available at their chosen university and even in the surrounding area. Now, this will give them an idea of what to expect and help them plan how to incorporate these activities into their routine. Studying abroad is a unique opportunity to step out of your comfort zone. Students should be open to trying new activities, whether it's a sport they've never played before, a cultural event, or exploring local attractions. Now, while academics are important, it's crucial to strike a balance between study and leisure. A student should schedule regular breaks and make time for recreational activities to avoid burnout and maintain a healthy work life balance. Now, joining clubs or participating in group activities is a great way to make friends and build a support network. Now, these connections can make a huge difference in a student's overall experience abroad. So, if I conclude this point, recreational leisure activities are a vital part of the study abroad experience, I would say. They help students to adjust to a new environment, reduce stress, create a fulfilling and balanced life in a foreign country. Now, coming to number four, and kind of, I would say, one of the most important aspect, that is the safety and security measures in place for international students. Now, every parent would like to know that safety and security are paramount concerns for both students and parents when considering studying abroad. Now, this concern becomes even more pronounced when it comes to girl students. The idea of being in a foreign country far from the familiar surroundings of home can be daunting. However, it's important to know that universities and governments around the world have put in place robust safety and security measures to ensure the well being of international students. Now, most countries that host large number of international students, such as United States, Canada, UK, Australia, and several European nations, have stringent policies and infrastructure in place to protect students. Universities often have dedicated departments for student safety, which provide resources and support services specifically designed to address the needs of international students. Now, universities generally have well established campus security teams that patrol the campus around the clock. Now, these teams are equipped to handle emergencies and provide assistance to students at any time. Now, many campuses also have emergency phones, security apps, and shuttle services for students who need to travel late at night. Now, many universities offer orientation programs that include safety workshops for international students. These workshops cover important topics such as how to stay safe on campus or in the surrounding community, or how to use public transportation safely, and what to do in case of an emergency. Now, most universities provide counseling and support services that international students can access if they are feeling unsafe or anxious. Now, these services can also offer guidance on cultural differences and how to navigate social situations in the host country. Now, many countries have legal protections in place for international students, including laws against discrimination and harassment. Universities also have policies to ensure that all students, regardless of their nationality or gender, are treated with respect and have access to a safe learning environment. Now, beyond the university, many local communities have resources available to help international students feel safe and supported. This can include community centers, local law enforcement outreach programs, and neighborhood watch programs. Now, for girl students, safety concerns can be more pronounced. Universities are aware of this and often provide additional resources tailored to the needs of female students. Many universities have women centers or support networks that offer resources and programs specifically for female students. Now, these centers provide a safe place where women can seek support, report concerns, and connect with other female students. Universities often provide secure housing options for international students, including female only dormitories or apartments. Now, these residences usually have added security measures such as controlled access and surveillance systems. Some universities offered self defense classes or safety training sessions specifically for female students. Now, these programs can empower students by teaching them how to protect themselves and stay aware of their surroundings. While universities and governments do their part to ensure student safety, it's also crucial for students to take responsibility for their own security. Now, here are some important tips for students to follow. Stay aware of your surroundings. Students should always be mindful for their environment, especially when in unfamiliar areas. This includes avoiding poorly lit or deserted places at night, staying in well populated areas, and be cautious when interacting with strangers. Keep important contacts handy. Students should always have a list of emergency contacts, including university security, local emergency services, and trusted friends. This list should be easily accessible either on their phone or written down. Then use public transportation wisely. When using public transportation, students should try to travel with a friend, especially at night. It's also a good idea to sit near the driver or other passengers rather than in isolated areas of the bus or train. Be cautious with personal information. Students should be careful about sharing personal information with strangers, both in person and online. Now, this includes details about their daily routine, where they live, and their contact information. Follow local laws and customs. It's very important for students to familiarize themselves with the laws and customs of the host country. Understanding these can help them avoid unintentional offenses and navigate social situations more safely. Trust your instincts. If something doesn't feel right, students should trust their instincts and remove themselves from the situation. It's always better to be cautious and seek help if needed. And for parents, knowing that their child is aware of these safety measures and is taking precautions can offer peace of mind. Parents can encourage their children to stay in regular contact, share their daily routines, and update them on any changes in their plans or location. So, while the idea of sending a child to study abroad can be intimidating, it's reassuring to know that there are extensive safety measures in place for international students. And by taking advantage of these resources and following safety guidelines, students can enjoy a secure and enriching study abroad experience. And parents can also feel that their children are in safe hands. So, to conclude, studying abroad is a transformative experience that extends far beyond the classroom. Maintaining a high quality of life is essential to ensure that your time abroad is both academically and personally fulfilling. And by considering factors like standard of living, community support, recreation, and safety, you can create a well rounded experience that enhances not just your education but your overall well being. And if you have questions, suggestions, or just want to say hello, feel free to reach out. I'm here to help and engage in meaningful conversations with you. Now, there's a link in the description of the podcast that can help you connect with me. So, if you found value in the podcast, help us reach more listeners by sharing with your friends, family, and colleagues who might benefit from our discussions. And if you're an Indian student planning to study abroad or already on your journey, remember that maintaining a quality of life is not just about surviving, it's about thriving. Be proactive, do your research, and make informed decisions that will help you enjoy your study abroad experience to the fullest. Until next time, keep exploring, keep growing, and most importantly, keep living your best life no matter where you are in the world. And here's a final thought to ponder. What if your study abroad experience is not just about earning a degree, but about crafting a life that resonates with your deepest aspirations. Think about it, and we'll discuss it in our next episode.